This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
Yay. Not doing episode numbers.
No more episode numbers.
None,
ever.
yeah. He won. Marriage is all about compromise, they say.
I have logical reasons why.
I know, he does. But today, it's an interesting one. We got our little...
Oh,
Cheers.
we can roast marshmallows right here. Oh, my God. This is so cool.
Set your microphone on fire?
No.
No.
So what's today's episode about?
Eli Hart.
Eli Hart, huh?
That's on fire.
I don't know that
Yep.
one.
Well, let's get into it. Cheers. Alrighty, we're back. Woo.
So what did you say the episode was again?
Eli Hart.
Eli Hart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard that one before. Sorry, I got distracted with the marshmallow earlier.
Right. This is a good purchase. Like, I was
It
proud
is.
of
I
it.
like
I
it.
was kind of iffy, but I was like, who would really buy this? But then I realized you can roast marshmallows on it in the house. Well,
I think it's a good idea.
outdoors, but shh. It works indoors just
Yeah.
fine.
Hopefully it stays on the whole episode.
It's just a really big candle, so it's nice.
I like it.
All right. Well,
All right.
so no knowledge on Eli Hart.
Nope, never heard of it.
Well, you're not gonna like it.
That means it's a kid.
Yep, he's a 6-year-old boy.
Of course he is.
Yeah. So let's show you a picture of him. There he is, sweet boy. He's got the cutest smile. He's, the traditional missing his front teeth
Missing
time.
his two front teeth.
6-year-old
Yep.
kindergarten.
Like
That's a
Casey.
rough stage. Yeah.
Casey's missing his front.
Can you imagine if that happened in high school? Biologically, yeah, you would get bullied to death.
Yeah.
It would be traumatic. So, thankfully, it comes in kindergarten. But unless you make your wife mad. No.
Help. She's abusing me.
No, I don't. But he and his family lived in Mound, Minnesota. Parents were Jalissa Thaler and Tori. Not sure Tori's last name. I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm sure it's out there.
Okay.
The article I read didn't address his last name. I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just, he's just a moving part.
Okay.
But and there's his parents. That's his dad, Tori. That's him. That's him with the fish. He goes fishing with his dad a lot. They like it. And that's his mom.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
So, based on these photos,
I know. Well, that's all I could find of her.
I'm assuming the mom kills the kid.
Spoiler alert. Here's his mother. Right.
Oh,
But you don't
boy.
know about the dad, though.
I don't.
That was an older
It could
photo.
kill the mother, or the mother could kill the kid and the dad, for all I know.
Or the dad could have been with the mother.
I don't know. He's not in an orange jumpsuit unless you just didn't show that photo yet.
True.
So,
I tried to avoid these photos, but like I said, that's all of
it was
her.
the only one you had.
Yeah, I don't know if she just didn't. She wasn't that photogenic, I guess.
She didn't have a lot of family photos.
I got that one or the shocked side of her face when she got pulled over for a speeding ticket. That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. So this was the best one.
All right.
But this case is yet another CPS case that slipped through the cracks. Like most of them tend to be. And I don't down them because they go through a lot. They have a lot to do.
It's a hard job.
It's really hard. No one wants to do it, and the 2 people that do want to do it have like 20 kids to go visit in the day.
It's true.
So yeah, I can see some stuff slipping through the cracks. It's horribly sad, but they are limited.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes you just they don't have enough time to spend and focus. They're rushed all the time. They're rushed.
Yeah, they're always going to another case, so it's not like they can focus entirely on one and find out everything that's going on. So
they got. I just watched some documentaries where they're talking and they're like, "Oh, here's my case," and they have a stack like this tall. They're like, "I got 50 cases and 50 houses," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like, and that's paperwork, and that's visits on this day, and visits on this day, and 2 visits this day. It's just a lot.
Makes it hard.
So yes, but it did. And then there's some that it just no sense in it. They're just lazy.
Yeah, some of them they just like we
like,
saw
right,
shit. We
good.
just kind of turned their back.
Didn't want to fill out the extra paperwork.
Paperwork's just too much.
So it's horrible. There are some bad. There are some good. So
just like anything.
Just like anything. Yep. But Jalissa Thaler had a difficult childhood. That's her. Figures.
Yeah.
But she was drinking. So she was drinking a lot of alcohol by 13. She's an alcoholic at 13.
Well,
a little young.
Yeah, I'd say so.
She was doing opiates at 16.
Damn.
Sedatives at 20. So
okay.
Party time. And at 21, she was using LSD daily.
Daily?
Daily.
Oh, her head's fucked up. I'm sorry, but I know people who did that stuff in high school, and once or twice, yeah.
And you question
them. You do it regularly, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, she's a little crazy, batshit crazy.
Oh,
daily LSD daily, and was diagnosed with 2 personality disorders at that
Probably
point.
From the LSD.
I don't know if it was before the LSD or if it was after, but regardless,
I'm gonna go with after.
From 13 on, it was downhill. But I'm not sure how long she was with Tori. If they were even together, it may have been a fling, and if she got pregnant, I don't know. Nothing goes into their relationship at all. So either it was short-lived, not good. I don't know. Never happened. He thought maybe she was just fun, and then it went too far, and here comes Eli.
I was having fun. And
she was on LSD.
And we were high and having a good time, and then whoop, here comes the kid.
Yeah. But Eli lived
She wasn't somebody I wanted to have a kid with. I'll tell you that right now.
It happened, but
But it happened.
Told her not to write my name down on that certificate.
I told her to lose my phone number.
But Eli lived mainly with his LSD-ridden mother. So
LSD-ridden mother.
I don't know. He lived with her.
You make it like it's crabs.
I don't know if she was still doing it daily at that point. I don't know. At 21, she was.
It's just the way you said it. LSD-ridden mother. Like she's just infested with LSD.
Infested with it. I feel like that was her, because it was at 21. Yeah. She was already drinking at 13, so she hit her 21st birthday where everyone's like, dude, I can drink. And she's like, damn it, what can I do?
Been there, done that. Let's try
sedatives,
LSD.
Opiates, alcohol. Let's add some LSD.
Let's drop some acid for my 21st birthday. I've done everything else.
Acid.
I've done everything else. Might
You're
as
like,
well drop
whoa.
acid. I get it.
But, maybe she had to top that. But Eli's dad, Tori, was engaged to a Josie. I think it's Josie. Josie Josephus. What in the hell? That's a lot of Joe. Josie Josephson. It's like Joseph and then a son at the end.
Oh.
Josie, Josie, Josie Josephson.
I'm sorry, but
that's a lot of it.
If my last name was Josephson, there's no way my kids would be named Josephine.
It's a tongue twister.
Joseph.
Yeah. Josie.
Jose.
Josephine.
Like nothing that looks like the last name. I don't like that. When you make your first and last name look or sound the same, it's weird. Like
Christopher Kristen or something.
Christopher Christopherson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just no.
It's
a tongue twister.
Isn't there an actor Christopher or something?
Yeah.
Christopherson.
Yeah. I don't know. They just do that so I can make a fool of myself trying to pronounce it.
Sure, you got it. You sound drunk when you're saying Christopher.
Right, Josie Josephson.
The judicial system.
But that is Tori, and that's her, and that's little Eli. So they look happy.
Yeah.
Happier than the last picture.
That didn't even look like the same woman.
That's not her.
Oh.
That's stepmom. That's
oh,
his
okay. I get it
fiancée.
now. I get it now.
That's Josie Josephson.
That's Joseph. Okay.
That's Joseph.
That's Joseph. This is a person. I get it now. Okay.
But like I said, I don't know if they were together. Broke up. He got this lady. I don't know. Anyway, don't matter. It's about Eli. December 2015,
It's all
CPS.
about Eli.
Yes, CPS got their first report saying that Jalissa exposed Eli to drugs during birth. Well, we didn't see that coming. Like, whoa.
We didn't.
But my question is, he's 6 years old. Like, who comes out 6 years later?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's going to report it 6 years down the line? Hey,
Even over a year
5
down
years
the line,
ago,
they're like, okay.
there was some drugs around this kid because of the mother. You might want to go look.
Yeah, you didn't think of that when the poor thing was a newborn?
And he lives with
And
the
needed
dad
the help?
and the stepmom, right?
No, he lives with his mother.
Oh, he does live with the mom.
Yeah, he's stayed with the mom.
Okay, well, maybe there.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
She must have made somebody mad. She made somebody petty mad.
I didn't know about that.
And they're like, you know what? I'm going to call CPS now. I know he's 6. Starting kindergarten, but I'm going to call him. Something wasn't right 6 years ago. I'm like, what? But she used cannabis hallucinogen. Oh my God, English. Hallucinogens. Yep, stimulants and opioids during pregnancy. So she's like, yeah, so here's what I used. She's like, here's a pen.
Let me get
Cannabis,
the list.
opioids, stimulants, hallucinogens.
Speaking of cannabis, 1 second. No, I'm just playing.
So she did all that during pregnancy. So yeah, they're probably like, okay, point being, it's still years ago.
Yeah.
What can you really do?
No, I mean, if it's not anything current, there's really no.
Yeah.
There's really no point in getting
They check
CPS
on it,
involved.
check on it, but I don't think there's really much they could do.
Because all they're going to do is show up and say, "We heard 6 years ago you did something. You still doing it?" No. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
like
probably
they're
why
gonna,
she's like, yeah, I did this and listed 12 things. They're like, you still
Sure did.
No,
You don't do it anymore though.
no, I'm good. I'm all right. How are you? But he also was born with Towne-Brocks syndrome.
Why does that sound like Down syndrome, but like a different town? What town? What?
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Towned. I work in the medical field. I should know. Towned or toned?
It looks
toned?
like
It looks like towned.
Towned. I would go Towned.
Towne-Brocks syndrome, which causes abnormalities in body organs.
Oh, okay.
So you just got some weird organ issues.
I would go Towned.
Towned. That's what it looks like, but I've been mistaken before.
We all have.
But he needed hearing aids. So from pretty early on, small age, he needed hearing aids to be able to hear. Mm-hmm. And regular checkups with a specialist. So he's had a bunch of appointments, just in and out of the doctor's office. Poor guy. Blood work, I'm sure.
Yeah. A lot of poking and prodding.
Yep. Poor fella. Needs some extra love. They don't know, or they did not mention that if her extensive drug use during pregnancy influenced that. Don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Me either, but I don't know if they have a way to back that up from fact. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not saying it's a fact. It's just.
Yeah. I mean.
It's probable.
Yeah. Probable cause there.
It's probable.
Eli was 1 when Rice.
It's possible. It's probable.
I guess so. You done? You want to add any more?
Possible, probable. Probable, possible.
You wait, it's like silent, and then I start, and you're like, probable, possible. Eli was 1.
Okay.
When Rice County CPS got a report that his mom was delusional and despondent, fearing a bug was trying to attack her son. So he's scared shitless, basically, and he's like,
A bug?
She's crazy. Yeah.
Was the bug under her skin?
Didn't say. He just says a bug trying to attack her son. I'm sure this poor kid has been terrified a few times living with her. Been through
Sounds
some
like
shit.
it.
Sounds like he's one that had to grow up fast and take care of himself.
Yeah.
And take care of her.
Yeah.
But one way Eli could get her attention was to bang his head on the table. Like she was that despondent, that delusional to his needs and stuff that he had to physically bang his head on a table to get her attention.
Was he autistic too?
Didn't say. That's what made me think.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like an autistic thing.
Yeah.
But they said that was just his way to get, like, he tried to get her attention every other way he could think of, and that's the only way that he got her attention. Sad. It is sad. It's horribly sad. But the case was closed after Jalissa agreed to treatment. She said, yeah, I'll go get some help. I'll talk to a couple people on a couch, and then, we're good. And they're like, all right, good enough. So they closed it.
The problem is a lot of people, well, I mean, they're obviously going to test to make sure, but
yeah,
a lot of people can hose therapists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Make them think they're all good and everything's great.
Yeah, because they only know what you tell them.
Yeah.
Not psychic. They only know what you tell them.
It's true.
Which is why I think they need to talk to, because I know you go and you talk to your therapist, but I think they need to talk to other people close to you and be like, okay, when around
what
you.
What have you seen?
Yeah. What have you noticed when you're around them? Like, give us the outside. You're like, oh, this. And you're like, that's not what she said. But her delusions were mainly aimed towards Tori. So she don't like him. He did something to her. We don't know. But she constantly accused him of beating her, but never had any proof.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of talk and no action to back it up there.
Couldn't even give a bruise or nothing?
No, nothing. She had nothing.
I mean,
I'm sure
it's still possible, but.
Yeah. Not expressive. She's like, last night he came over and kicked my ass. And they're like, last night he worked from like 3 p.m. to 1
if that's
a.m.
the case, that's.
Like, it wasn't him. Yeah. But at one point, she admitted she was lying about him. So at one point, she's like, yeah, I lied about that. He didn't really beat me.
Well, that changes some things.
But then she flipped back around and in 2019 accused him of planting a bomb in her car.
A bomb? Really?
A bomb full in her car. Police searched her car.
Is he a C4 expert? I'm confused.
No.
Was he in the military?
Poor guy's probably just at home watching anime on Netflix. And the SWAT team busts down his door. But police found a water bottle full of nails in her car when they searched her car.
Okay.
They made a report out. They didn't charge him, obviously, because you know how
a water bottle full of nails?
Yeah. They didn't charge him with, anything because they don't know if he did it,
But
obviously.
even so, it was in the car?
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say she didn't have a nail collection so she can go pop people's tires randomly?
That's what they're saying. That's why he wasn't charged with anything. Because they're like, she could have done that. Blame him. Which is what he's probably saying. He's bitch crazy. She's trying to blame me.
Did he have a history of flat tires?
I don't know. But regardless, the shitty thing is that she used that report because that report had, hey, we got called, bomb in the car. She said he did it. We talked to him, blah, blah, blah. She used that report and claims that she's scared of him for abuse and stuff to get a protective order against him, to mess with his time with his child.
Wow.
Yeah. So she didn't need him to get arrested. I'm sure that's what she wanted to happen, but she used the report to get a protective order. Report in tears. So that limited his visits, which wasn't nice to Eli.
No.
But then Jalissa moved to Farmington and had mental breakdowns in 2020 and early 2021. So her mental health just didn't get anywhere. She didn't get that treatment she said she was going to do, obviously.
Evidently not.
No. Again, there was someone called. I don't know who exactly called this time. Somebody called in concerns for Eli, and when they showed up, social workers showed up, found Eli naked amongst broken eggs, rotting garbage, and food everywhere on the floors. Just smeared everywhere. The bathroom flooded. And he's standing there naked, like no hearing aids, hair all matted. He's just, he looks like he ain't been taken care of. She smeared trash everywhere. I don't know why. But that's how he was when they found him. And her obviously in a mental breakdown.
Wow.
But 3 months later, she claimed she heard voices telling her to kill herself. And there's several times social workers found Eli home, along with cuts, matted hair, and no hearing aids. So obviously not taken care of.
No.
Eli eventually, finally, was removed from her, Jalissa, January in 2021 due to her mental health. They're like,
I would hope so.
They've had enough. That should have been enough way a long time ago.
A way long time ago.
But now now we kind of have to say it's enough because it's obviously enough.
Should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was enough months ago. But the judge put Eli into legal custody of Dakota County foster care. And that's what confused me. Why not the dad?
Yeah. Well, maybe because of the protective order.
That's what I'm wondering. If that protective order messed with that, if maybe since she was hardcore into drugs, maybe he had a history and went to rehab treatment, did that, came out of it.
Maybe.
So they weren't real iffy on him. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't go to his dad.
Yeah.
Usually,
I'm going to think
that's where they
order.
go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe protective order messed with it. But Jalissa's cousin, Stephen Kronberg, and his wife, Nikita, became his foster parents, so they took him in. So it's still family. It's nice, but that's them.
Okay.
So they took him in as foster parents.
You had to show that. It just shows the ending right there.
I know, I'm sorry.
Could have cropped it.
Could have. But you know what? It was happening. This is a true crime podcast. And I started with, he's 6 years old.
He's 6 years old.
Yeah. He was 6 years old.
He was 6 years old.
I gave you times and dates. 2015. He's not 6 anymore, obviously.
No.
So I kind of led you up to it, but whatever. Take it as is.
Anyway.
To get Eli back, Jalissa had to meet several requirements. Frankly, I don't think she had needed to do any requirements. She lost her chances when she said she was going to do treatment and didn't.
I agree.
I've been like, how many times we got to tell you?
Yeah.
Like, this is a child. You should be doing what you need to do from the start. But their requirements were treat and stabilize her mental health, meet his medical needs, maintain clean and stable housing, remain drug-free and do random testing, and have age-appropriate conversations with Eli. Those were her requirements.
Age-appropriate conversations?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of conversation she was having with him, but they need to be age-appropriate from now on.
Mommy's going to go on a date. I hope
Makes
she
me
gets
think
some
she's
D.
trying to... No, I just think she's trying to... I don't know what to call it. The way her state of mind was, like almost like a conspiracy thing. Like she's trying to build up this fear of like there's bugs listening through the ceiling or something.
Oh, okay.
Trying to
that
doing those.
The
but
kid
they're
wouldn't
like that's
completely
not
understand.
appropriate for him. Yeah, but so they were the foster parents, and Tori also had to undergo not as much requirements as she had to go.
Mm-hmm.
To get him back. I don't even know if he was considered to be able to get him before, you know what I'm saying? Like if he did his requirements before her, if he could get him. I don't know. I don't think he could. I think this was just like, if you want to see him, this is what you need to do. Which I don't know why they did that to him. He was just kind of, he didn't do anything. But they required him to undergo parenting and psychological evaluations and drug tests before he could see Eli. Weird, I know. But none of them showed any concerns. They're like, he's all good. Cleared. But over the next 11 months, Jalissa denied any wrongdoing. Of course, accused Tori of abusing her and Eli, so she added Eli in there if she wasn't already mentioning him. Lied to caseworkers, ignored their instructions. Failed drug tests, so she even failed some of her random drug tests.
Wow.
Yeah. Committed crimes. The lady picked up a couple felonies or something.
Wow.
She committed some crimes, filed false court claims, and stalked Eli's foster parents.
Jesus.
All while she's supposed to be doing her requirements.
Wow.
Right? What the hell?
That's insane.
It is. She told Eli that she was living off of Mountain Dew and cigarettes, quote.
Mountain Dew and cigarettes. It's all you need to survive.
It is, apparently.
Mountain Dew.
And some cigs.
And cigarettes. That's it. That's all we need. Anyway.
She was arrested late April for stealing pain medicine and needles from Apple Valley Clinic. Really proving herself there. She's like, I really want my baby back.
Oh, my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Oh, no. I also want these needles.
Gotta have them.
But Beth is her last name Denner? Dehner. Denner? Beth Denner?
Yeah.
Beth Denner took over the case in July. So this lady is the new CPS caseworker over Eli's case.
Okay.
And that's her Facebook picture.
Oh.
It says Child Protection Social Worker at Dakota County.
Ooh.
There you go.
Did you get this picture from Facebook or was it just online?
No, it was online.
No. Okay.
One me.
I was going to say, she still works for them.
I don't know.
She still works
Probably.
for CPS?
Probably not. It looks like it's a LinkedIn or something. It might not be
okay.
Facebook. My
Might
bad.
be LinkedIn.
It looks like LinkedIn. Because it says 59 connections.
Yeah. That sounds like LinkedIn.
It does. That's her LinkedIn profile. But Jalissa...
Is it LinkedIn or LinkedIn?
We don't know. Does it matter?
I always said LinkedIn, but you said LinkedIn. So
LinkedIn. That's what...
I don't know. I just wasn't sure.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
Whatever.
LinkedIn.
For the next 4 days, we'll be saying that back and forth.
LinkedIn.
But Jalissa still claimed Tori was abusing her. He's just standing over there like, I'm just whatever. Like, leave me alone. However, Beth and other caseworkers began to realize they were made up, that her claims were shit.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But Tori started visits with Eli, and they developed a strong bond. So he was able, since he did his requirements, he was able to see Eli and spend some time with him.
That's good.
And they started bonding. They go fishing all the time. So they were just having a ball.
Let me guess. She didn't like this.
Of course she didn't like it, but her supervised visits were going poorly.
Oh, boy.
She dug her fingernails into a social service staff's hand and threw garbage at her.
Holy shit.
She would ignore Eli for a long period of time and just stare into space. The caseworker stated that, quote, this woman is crazy, unquote. Yeah, so
Man.
she's not doing too good. So, yeah. And obviously she's hearing that he's doing fishing and having fun with his daddy and everything's going great. Which probably spiraled her further down the rabbit hole.
I would imagine so.
But Eli's appointed guardian, like I said, he was legal custody of the county, I guess. This was his appointed guardian.
Okay.
Watched after him, took care of his needs and whatever. Sherry Larson. But she filed to have Eli's case put into permanency, which would have ended Jalissa's parental rights and allowed the county to place Eli with his father.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, I think we need to put this case into permanency so that way we can take custody from her and give it to him.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's what I agree. Larson and Beth agreed that Jalissa would not continue to maintain her requirements. I don't know, continue. I don't even know if she ever did it. I think somewhere it mentioned at the beginning she was good about taking him to school, picking him up on time, taking him to doctors, and she did that for like a week or two maybe, I think.
Yeah.
And then it went downhill from there. So I guess they're saying continue from that one little piece. But Jalissa stopped going to therapy in October. She moved 4 times in 4 months. And at one point was homeless for a time.
It's a good way to get your kid back.
Yep. November, she was kicked out of the drug testing facility for being too disruptive.
You're disrupting the other people who are trying to get clean.
They're trying to get, you're just being too much for them right now. But in Minnesota, apparently, and this is why I think that she wanted it put into permanency, because in Minnesota, when children are put in a foster case, They must be reunited with their caregivers within a year or be on track to be placed in another permanent home.
Okay.
So I think they were hitting that year, and she's like, we either got to put it, permanency where he's permanently ours, or he's going to go back to her, I guess, is what they're thinking.
So, I get it.
Yeah. So Beth asks the judge to allow Eli to return to Jalissa on a trial home visit, while the county retained legal custody since she has promised to do what she is supposed to do. And people are like, hold on. Like, what? So Nikita, that's his foster mom, and Tori, his dad, sent many emails to Beth regarding their concerns. Like, you're letting her have visits, home visits, like her taking him? Like, what? Like, huh?
Not good.
And Nikita sent an email and stated, quote, "We are just going to forget every single bad thing that she's done these last 10 months, unquote. And she's like, we're just going to forget everything she did.
No. Sorry.
But Beth said she had a backup plan. And by doing this, it would mean it would be Jalissa's last chance.
Okay.
Beth said that if she did not do what she is supposed to do, that they have the right to take Eli and give custody to Tori. That point.
I get that.
They're like, this is a trial home. This is like your last, like if you don't do what you're told, we can take your rights.
Gotcha.
So she's saying this is how we're going to get her.
Gotcha.
Like, instead of asking the judge, can we move this case to permanency and waiting, and this is how they're going to do it.
Okay.
So
they figured this would speed things up.
Yep. So this was her backup plan. Beth emailed the assistant Dakota County Attorney Jackson asking, so I guess last name Jackson, Attorney Jackson, asking what would need to happen in order for Eli to be placed in the custody of his dad. So she's even triple checking, like, what do we need to do to make this happen? Jackson responded 20 minutes later that according to state statute, a trial home visit may end in order to protect the child's health, safety, and welfare. So if the child, obviously has matted hair, all that stuff, they can cut her home visit off and give custody to Tori.
Gotcha.
Which is what she was planning on doing. Beth wrote back saying, quote, "It doesn't need to rise to the level of endangerment. If mom shows she cannot consistently meet his needs, then I think we should consider ending the trial home visit," end quote. So she's saying if she can't do what she's supposed to do, we just end it and call it quits.
Yeah.
So the county set the date as December 22nd to start the trial home visit. Until then, it was overnight visits with Jalissa, but Eli remained in his foster parents' care.
Okay.
So he could stay the night with her like a friend or something.
Gotcha.
One night, Jalissa brought Eli back to his foster parents' home. She came flying down the road dangerously 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. She's flying up around those corners and down the roads.
Yeah.
When she got to the house, Eli got out of the car and was crying hysterically. He was scared to death because of the way she was driving.
Sounds like this is that moment.
Yeah. Later that month, Jalissa and a roommate parked one night on the street in front of Eli's foster home with binoculars and watched the house for hours. Nikita got up at 3 a.m. the next morning to go to work, and she saw Jalissa's car and went to confront her, but she drove off. So she's like, now she's stalking us. So she emailed Beth and repeatedly that morning saying, hey, we're afraid. I'm afraid for my family.
Yeah.
Beth emailed back saying that they decided to give Eli to his mom 2 days early due to the event. So, yeah. You're like, what the fuck?
I mean, I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but it's so...
it feels wrong at the same
time. It does.
I
get what they're trying. They're trying to hurry up and let her... Because they know she's going to mess up.
They're trying to get her to screw up
they're
fast
trying to,
so that they can go ahead and
but
give
at
the
the same time, on the outside, it's like she was stalking them. So you're like, okay, we'll just give her the kid early so she doesn't stalk you anymore. Like, what? That was their solution. That was just weird, but I get what they're trying to do. But the first day of being with Jalissa, the school contacted CPS, stating that Jalissa was driving dangerously when she dropped off and picked Eli up from school. Again, dangerous driving. She can't drive. December 30th, the court-appointed guardian which is Larson, was so concerned that she asked for Eli to be returned early and the trial home visit to be ended. She's like, this ain't going to go well. I need him back. Like, she knew. The same day, Beth had a video call with Eli and Jalissa. And Jalissa mentioned the protective order she got out on Tori. And Beth came back at her and said they had no concerns about Tori. So Jalissa then became so argumentative that Beth hung up on her.
Huh.
She just was like, she's like, yeah, I got that protective order against his dad. And they're like, oh, we ain't concerned about him. He's great. And she's like, "Rrr," just to set her off. But Jalissa slammed the door in the face of another social worker, dropping Eli off. She did not want them to see in her house.
Wow.
She's like, can't come in. Nope. She missed so many parenting sessions that she was kicked out. So she didn't do that. She lied, stating that she graduated her drug program, but she did not. The program director stated that wasn't true. Regardless, the trial home visit carried on.
What?
Yep.
I thought immediately, like...
Any of that, yeah. Right? She's not doing what she's supposed to do.
No.
Which is what they were asking. Yeah. Is what they were trying to catch. She's not putting his welfare in, like, consideration here. But despite her drug history, Beth took her off of drug testing 2 months of clean tests. So after she did 2 months of clean testing, Beth was like, all right, we don't need you to pee anymore.
I'm not liking Beth.
No, I'm not. I was confused because she said, oh, my backup plan was I want to bust her sooner, you know. And now she's kind of like, we're going to drop the drug test. Well, that would be how you would bust her, is one of those drug tests. You would think. She's failed so many before. But whatever. At school, teachers reported that Eli became aggressive and punched kids on the playground. And he told the teacher that his mom, quote, he calls it, pushes him. Mm-hmm. So that's where he learned it. Later the same month, Eli's therapist emailed Beth about an instance where he hid in the cabinet because his mom was being irate and scaring him. So he just hid for his life. He was in fear. But early March, Eli told his teacher his mom was hurting him. He stated that she grabbed his wrist and squeezed really hard. So she's starting to hit him. Jalissa threatened again to cut off all contact between Eli and Tori. March, Tori filed for custody of his son in Hennepin County Family Court. So he's like, I want him.
Yep.
Which, I mean, yes. He does need him.
Yes.
But at the hearing, March 30th, Larson told the court that Jalissa was trying to isolate Eli. She's like, he's trying to cut him off from everybody. She won't let us in the house. She won't let him talk to his dad. You know, she's cutting him off. The judge rejected CPS's recommendation to close the case and scheduled another hearing in May. And this is where it fucked up on Tori's side, because the state law in Minnesota requires that the CPS cases take precedence over custody cases. Therefore, the CPS case must be closed before the custody case can be seen. So that CPS case that the judge left set and open has to be closed before they can get to Tori's custody. So that's just bullshit. It's like, what? If the judge would have closed it, then he could have went to court for custody. That would have been next on the...
Screwed again by Beth.
Yeah. Right. But Jalissa was to have one final meeting with Beth, but she canceled and Beth never rescheduled. Sounds like my therapist.
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, never call you back. But Beth had to figure out a way to pick Eli up for his father's visit without making Jalissa too upset. She's like, I'm done with her. Don't want to deal with her no more. So a social services staff member, Amy Horn, agreed to pick Eli up. She said, I'll go get him. She stated that Eli had dark circles under his eyes, looked like he hadn't showered in days, and stated that his mother drove around in the car all night. Beth refiled for the case to be closed, but she didn't include any of the new information. Like, she just hit refile. She didn't update any paperwork and turn anything else new in. But the judge accepted the recommendation and closed the case on May 10th.
Okay.
So finally, it was closed. It can move on to other things. On May 19th, Jalissa walked around a sporting goods store asking for shells that would blow the biggest hole into something. Quote.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was, understand that was 9 days after the CPS case was closed and she had Eli, and the custody case would have been opened and starting. And she's wandering around looking for shotgun shells. The next day, 10 days after the CPS case was closed, and Jalissa got custody back in 5 months since Eli started the trial home visit, police stopped Jalissa as she drove near her Lake Minnetonka apartment. So they pulled her over.
Okay.
That's that picture I said was the side of her face, shocked as she got pulled over.
Yeah. She's missing a tire.
Yeah. You notice that? She's driving on rims.
I can see where the police pulled her over.
Yeah. One of her tires were completely gone, and the back window was shot out.
What the hell?
So they're like, did you get into a fight? Like, what happened? Obviously, they're thinking someone shot at her. Her tire's gone. Her window's busted out. So they pulled her over to say, hey, what's up?
What's going on? Do you need help?
Yeah. She told the police the kids shot her window out with a BB gun.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like, all right. That doesn't explain all the blood splatter all over the car and you. Like.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. That wasn't. I mean,
Doesn't explain the tire either.
No. She told the police that the blood was from a tampon and that the flesh that was hanging out of her hair was from deer meat.
The hell?
So she had flesh hanging from her hair and around the car, and she had blood all over the car. That was
so
the
she
tampon
was
and
eating deer meat, and she decided to pull her tampon out, and she flung it around.
Like a helicopter.
So it sprays everywhere.
All over.
And then the kid shot the BB gun and broke the window, and for some reason she's riding on a rim.
Yeah.
Sounds plausible.
Sounds plausible. What doesn't sound plausible and kind of stupid to me is that she was allowed to return to her nearby apartment by herself while the cops
While she's got
with her
blood
car.
and flesh on. Oh my God.
While the cops stayed with her car because their main concern was what happened in this car. My main concern would be, why are we letting her walk off when she's covered in blood?
Well, not only that, if the crime was committed, the evidence is on her body.
Yeah. So they're letting her walk off. And so she obviously walked off. They're hanging out in the car. They got it. Obviously, they asked for a warrant or something. Look in the car. Got that. Open up the trunk, and there they find Eli's remains.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And they had just let her go.
And they just let her walk off. In a nearby dumpster, they find his car seat with shotgun holes all over it.
Jesus.
Yeah. They find her. She's at her apartment. Thankfully, she's crazy and didn't run off. She's just kind of hanging out. She must have thought she got away with it since they let her walk off. I did too, because I'm like, they just let her walk off.
I didn't think they let her get away with it, but it's definitely dumb.
Yeah. But the horrible thing is that Eli was shot 9 times close range with a shotgun.
In the car?
In the car, 9 times.
How do you pull that off?
Close range.
I mean, it's horrible, but I'm just trying to figure out logistics. Mm-hmm. Like, shotguns have a kick. They're big. Like, how do you do that in the car, aiming into the back seat?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem, I don't know.
To the point where it took them a while to even identify him because they couldn't tell. Like, he was just, let's say, dental records was not possible. Facial recognition was not possible. Skull was, I'm sure, obliterated. So they had to wait for some DNA results to identify and confirm that was definitely him. But they assumed from the start it was probably him. But she shot him 9 times close range in the car. They believe that she told Eli they were going on one of their all-night drives on May 20th of 2022. So last year this happened. So I'm surprised you didn't hear about it at all. Mm-mm. But this happened last year. Like, I remember earlier she was out all night driving around.
Yeah.
And he was real tired. So she must have told him that's what they're doing. Load him up, drove around, went somewhere secluded. and then shot him multiple times with the shotgun.
Wow.
She says, I didn't do it. She said, I have nothing to do with it. But of February 16th of this year, she was sentenced to life in prison.
Good.
When she was read her sentence, she flipped the courtroom off when her sentence was read out loud. She was asked if she wanted to make a final statement, and she said she did. She said, I quote, I'm innocent. Fuck you all. You're garbage. That is it. That is all, Your Honor. End quote.
Wow.
That was her statement. And this case brought up that long-going issue of the philosophy for child abuse. She kept getting chances because reports were mental abuse, not physical. There was no physical bruises or marks, or he was just living through shit.
Yeah.
And at that point, at what point can you call that, How can the CPS workers tell at that point what...
Not taking care of him, though. Like, him being dirty, missing his hearing aids.
Yeah, that stuff.
Garbage all over the place. Like, that should have been enough right there. Mm-hmm. And then her not passing her drug tests, the driving erratically while the kid was in the car. There was so much. Like, not just the... mental or emotional abuse, but that.
Yeah. But, I think for the complaints they got for, the isolation, that stuff, they kept pushing them back. Because the caseworker, Beth...
I said we need quiet. You're walking back and forth and dropping stuff. Stop. You hear me?
Yeah, I know where I left off. Ready?
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But his caseworker, Beth, would even say in her reports that she was worried for his mental health, but not his physical.
That still should be enough.
Yeah, that should be enough. But apparently it was enough to get him on, a case, but he was bumped down, and the ones that had more physical abuse was bumped up.
Wow. I mean, I get it.
So he was pushed on the back burner. He slipped through. And that's what this big debate was. People like mental abuse should be up there with physical abuse.
Sure.
It should be equal. It's treated the same.
Yeah.
Taken as seriously. But Eli was one of 88 Minnesota kids killed by maltreatment since 2014. Yes. And 59 of those CPS had history with that child. So 59 of the 88 cases, CPS was involved at some point. Yeah. Tori now lives...
So it's a pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern for sure. It's, like I said, and that's why people are at what point, are these people not trained enough to tell what abuse is? Are they too busy? They're not just paying enough attention. There's not enough time in the day. At what point, what do you fix it? But Tori today lives in Chetek, Chetek, Wisconsin.
Chetek, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Okay.
Where he manages a bait and tackle shop. So he's doing pretty good. I'm sure that's cute because they went fishing a lot.
Yeah. So fishing was
I picture a little shop that he has some stuff in memory of his son and stuff up and about.
Yeah.
That'd be cute. And remembers taking his son fishing for the first time. So the shop's probably for his son.
Yeah.
But he has also sued Dakota County and 3 of its employees for allegedly ignoring warning signs that Eli's mother was mentally ill and unfit to care for him for over $75,000.
Wow. Should be more.
Should be way more, but that's all. It's current. So no updates on that yet that I could find. And that's horrible. I know. She's in life in prison.
That's the only good part of this.
Yeah. It's the only good thing, but
yeah,
just a lot to go through.
It's enough.
Mm-hmm. Poor fella.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you liked the episode. I think it was horrible.
Right, it was a horrible one. Poor baby. Just makes me so
All
mad.
these kid cases, man.
I know. I'm sorry. They're everywhere.
We need some interesting, like, weird stuff, but no kids.
I know, and that's hard to find because either it's very interesting or it's a kid or no one. They're like, who cares? Who cares if that lady got stabbed during a burglary in Minnesota?
I mean,
whatever.
Just stuff that's
So if I found some that were popular, more well-known, controversial, kind of,
yeah.
and a bunch of kids, and that's all that you can get.
Well,
I try a broad range of stuff.
all right. Well, like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe if you're watching on Spotify or listening on anywhere else. If you need to know where to find us, you can go to loveandluminol.com. You can click on whatever option you want, whether it's audio or video, and it'll give you all the places you can watch and listen. It's new. We fixed it.
I keep picturing like you're reading like the end of a commercial and all those little words are popping up across the screen.
Well, we do put the little pop-ups. I can't, wait, hold on. I can't even get it. Where? Okay. Yeah, like over here somewhere. I don't know. They pop up.
Yeah, I just picked because you like did it like you're reading the script.
I'm not. There's no script though. I'm just talking.
That's what I was like. You've done.
Thank
you got
you
it down
for
pat.
calling.
Yeah. You got it.
But yeah, loveandluminol.com. Choose audio, video. Find what you like. It'll point you in the right direction. There's also a contact form on there. So if you want to ask us a question, tell us we suck, episode ideas, whatever, we're here. We read them. So
yeah, please, if you got any suggestions that aren't child or the real popular ones everyone's done.
And then also, if you want to donate just to be cool, $1 a month, it'll help us out. And you get an exclusive audio episode that nobody's probably ever heard except for the people who donated. So
in your feet, cool. In your feet pics.
I mean, message me. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
But yeah, that's it for today, I guess.
Yep, that was all.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
All right. See ya.
Bye.